All right, folks, if you're watching this, it means that we made it. We are the week of the draft. The draft is Thursday, and we're in the week. This is the home stretch. So before we dive into exactly what I'm going to talk about, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Also, be sure to follow me on all social media at JKBogan. Let's dive into it. So Les Snead has been very aggressive for the Rams since becoming the general manager back with the Jeff Fisher era. But I wanted to talk about what he does, and there's a reason behind this. People ask me all the time, if Jeff Fisher has, or Les Snead has tendencies with Jeff Fisher, why don't you just include Jeff Fisher's stuff? Like, why do you always do, the post Sean McVay era? And it's a great question, and it's also a fair question, I would say. But the reason being is I think the situations are entirely different. I think ever since Sean McVay has, been with the Los Angeles Rams, their mission has been completely different. It's been to win Super Bowls. It's been to really compete, and they've believed that. And I feel like with Jeff Fisher, not necessarily him, but just the organization at the time just never felt like they were trying to win a Super Bowl. They could say that, and I'm not saying that, maybe they did believe that, but I don't think that was realistic. I think it's been realistic his entire time here, Sean McVay's, for the Rams to win a Super Bowl pretty much any year. And so with that said, when you have that mindset and you have that culture, it allows your general manager to operate differently. And so that's why I like breaking them up. So I wanted to talk about this because, look, we've been talking about trades and potential trades in the draft and all, and I want to really get into this because I don't like just saying, I think Les Snead's going to trade. Well, what makes you think that? I don't know. It's just in my gut. It's in my bones. I feel it. I do have those feelings about this draft. I have a few players that I feel like the Rams are going to draft. That is not the point. The point I'm trying to make here is that there is a reason for why I'm feeling a certain way, okay? And I think when it comes to Les Snead, this draft, what he's done, in case you guys didn't know, I actually did the research. He's completed 25 trades during the NFL draft in the Sean McVay era. 25, okay? That's a lot. So he's completed 25 trades. In those trades, 19 of them have been to trade down. Now, context is needed here. He's more likely a trade down because they don't have a lot of picks in a lot of those drafts, right? They didn't have a first-round pick in most of them. They didn't have a second-round pick in a few of them. So I get that. 6 times he's traded up in the McVay era. So exactly half of the league he's traded with. He's traded with 16 teams. He's traded with the Texans more than any team coming into this draft. He's traded with them 4 times out of the 25 that he has, done. And he has traded away a rostered player. What I mean by rostered is a guy that is currently on the roster going into the draft and traded away in the draft. He has traded away 1 rostered player since 2017, and that was Tavon Austin. And I'm talking about, keep in mind, when I say trades in the draft, I'm talking strictly day 1, day 2, day 3. If it happened beforehand, does not count. I know Brandon Cooks, that was a big deal. That trade in 2018, that does not count. It's not during the draft. It doesn't fit my criteria. Les Snead traded away Tavon Austin for a 6th-round pick that became Jamil Demby in the 2018 draft, and they sent him to Dallas. The Rams also, not long after that, a while after that, we'll say, 4 years after that to be exact, Sean McVay traded for a rostered player from the Cleveland Browns, and they ended up acquiring former Ram, and then eventually current Ram, and now former Ram again, Troy Hill. So that was a 5th-round pick for Troy Hill. Sean McVay and Les Snead have been busy. If I were to put an over-under value for trading, I would say this is at 3.5 over-under. Some of these trades that I dug up here have been really intriguing. They have traded up for running backs 3 of the times that Les Snead in the Sean McVay era, 3 of the times that he's traded, or 3 out of the 6 times he's traded up, it's been for a running back. Isn't that fascinating? Kyron Williams, Darrell Henderson and Zach Evans. So that's interesting. He also traded up for Samson Ebukam. So, an edge, I guess. Okoronkwo, an edge. So, they've traded up in the past. They also traded up for Bobby Evans, a tackle. That didn't work out too well, but they did. And also, this is a fascinating thing I found when I was going through, this whole, draft and everything and all the history. And I actually found that Les Snead traded down. I missed this, okay? Because I don't know. I mean, it's been a while, to be fair, but I keep saying, and I want to first off apologize, second, correct my mistake, because I've been saying last time the Rams picked in the 2019 draft, or last time they picked in the first round, or last time they had a first round pick was 2019. And they traded down all the way down to the back end of the second. That's true. But it wasn't with the Falcons. So I actually found that out. And I want to repeat that just in case, people remember me saying that. I don't like misinformation, obviously not deliberate in this channel, but I don't like it. So to recap here, the last time the Rams held a first round pick, it was the 31st overall because they were runners up in the Super Bowl. They traded that pick to the Falcons for Caleb McGarry. So the Falcons drafted Caleb McGarry, right? The Falcons acquired the 2019 sixth-round pick, 203, from the Rams, and 31 overall. The Rams received the 45th pick, so they went down 14 spots to receive the 45th overall pick in the second round, and they got the 79th pick in the third round, which became David Long Jr., who ended up being a Super Bowl hero. Whether you realize it or not, what he did in the Super Bowl, that last play of the game, big reason is because he peeled off his guy and cut off the read that Joe Burrow looked at. We'll never forget David Long Jr. because of that. Anyway, we move on. So follow me here. 31 traded down to 45. Then New England trades up to get Joejuan Williams at 45 overall. The Rams take the 56th pick, so they trade down 11 spots from New England. And then they acquired the 101st pick, which again would be traded back to New England in one of their trade-ups, which is kind of fascinating. This is still a 2019 draft. So then at pick 56, the Rams trade down again, and they trade down to 61st, and they take Taylor Rapp. So that means that they traded down once, twice, 3 times. They traded down 3 times, okay? The last time they had a first-round pick, they traded down 3 times to the point where they picked at the end of the second round. I'm not saying they're going to do that now, but I thought that was really surprising. That was something that really stood out to me. Les Snead came out during the process that year. I remember it like it was yesterday. And he said, we were fine picking Taylor Rapp at 31, but when we got an opportunity to trade down and add more to our pile of picks, we did that. And then, of course, the Rams used a lot of those assets they acquired from trading down to trade back up from pick 94. They gave up 99 as well to Tampa Bay to acquire the rights to draft Darrell Henderson at pick 70 overall in the 2019 draft. So they did a lot of that. They traded the Patriots 101st back to move up 4 spots and did a pick swap as well so they could get Bobby Evans in the third round. Basically what I'm saying is Les Snead and Sean McVay were wheeling and dealing, okay? So what to make of that in accordance to now? Well, there are a lot of trades. So in 2023, the Rams traded with the Texans twice in 2023. They traded with them once. The Texans traded up to get Tank Dell, 69th overall for the 73rd pick. The Rams traded down, of course, for the 73rd. And then the Rams would trade that 73rd pick to the Giants to get more picks, which would then become Kobe Turner and Stetson Bennett. One of the picks from the Texans trade, they ended up drafting Nick Hampton with. So then the Rams, that's the 2 trades that they made in the 2023 draft. Then they had a trade that they made with the Texans again, which netted them Warren McClendon and Desjuan Johnson. So the Texans could move up 7 spots. And then they had another trade they made with the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers trade up 4 spots, and the Rams drafted Davis Allen and then traded their pick to Buffalo to draft Zach Evans. And then, of course, the Zach Evans trade up was one of their picks as well. So it's something worth noting, you know. They traded up however many times, you know, and I think that's the thing. They traded up what? They traded once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So they did 5 trades last year. I think 3.5 is definitely a good spot to fit that. Where will the Rams go? Like, where will they trade down? I think they trade down. It seems like a lot of the time they're looking around the 3rd and the 5th, kind of the middle, right? 3rd, 4th, and 5th round of the draft. They do a lot of those trade ups and trade downs. They trade up a lot in the 3rd, I noticed. And they have traded, I mean, pretty much all they do is trade up in the 3rd. They traded up for Kyron Williams in the 5th, and they traded up for Zach Evans in the 6th. But for the most part, all they do is trade up in the 3rd. So, you know, that's worth mentioning. But, yeah. So, what do I think they do? Well, I think the Rams are going to trade at least 4 times in this draft. And I'm not saying that they're going to trade up 4 times, trade down 4 times, trade up twice, trade down twice, trade up 3 times, trade down once. Like, not what I'm saying. I'm just saying 4 times, just in general, is kind of how I see it going. So, I'm excited. You know, this is the week. Get excited. If you haven't really gotten into the draft, this is the chance to do it now. There's going to be, crammed content on this channel. Lots of it, because I want to get some stuff out that, you know, I'm running out of time to get out. Still got to, you know, obviously pack and get ready to move. And, you know, just got a lot going on, but I want to get as much out as I can. So if you like this, be sure to like it. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And also, just be aware, Downtown Rams, which is my show with Alexis Kraft, we are doing a final mock draft where Alexis and I are combining our mock draft. So we're creating one right on the fly based on both of us. We're picking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I will have my official final mock draft, since I've gotten a player right in a mock draft of mine for the Rams every single year since 2018. I did not get anything right in 2017, but since 2018, I've gotten at least one right. Last year, I got like 4 or 5. I think it was 4. Maybe it was 3, actually, 3 or 4. I got a lot right, so, you know, hopefully I get another bunch right. That would be cool. When I get them right, it means that they definitely drafted somebody that I wanted. So, yeah, a lot of different directions this draft can go in, but if you're sitting there wondering if Les Snead's going to trade, I would be absolutely stunned if he does not. I think he's had at least one trade every single year since he's been general manager of the Rams, with, of course, Sean McVay in that Sean McVay era. So, again, I'm really curious to find out what you guys think, but I feel really good about the opportunities in this draft for the Rams. They got a lot of picks. Not everybody, gets those 2 third-round picks. They did get one because they lost their head coach, or they lost their defense coordinator to become a head coach. So that was a huge compensatory pick for Raheem Morris. And we'll see what they do with it. But that's all I got for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys soon. Later, folks. Do you love talking about the Rams, the NFL, or just want to be a part of a community? Join my free Discord server today. We're over 800 members. We got 24/7 live chat, a level 3 boosted server, the ability to call into JE Live, playing online games with us on Kick streams, toggleable alerts for when I go live on YouTube or Kick so you don't miss a live stream, and exclusive giveaways. Click the link in the description, the comments section, or the link that comes up in the video to learn more and join today.